The IoT ecosystem took a giant step towards the predicted 50 billion connected devices last week when oneM2M unveiled its landmark specification, Release 2. Based on contributions from more than 200 member companies right across the world, Release 2 builds on previous work to significantly raise the number of devices that can seamlessly connect with each other. I'm joined today at the headquarters of Etsy in France by oneM2M Vice Chairs Joseph Plants and Roland Heckwartner. Joseph, let's start with you. Why is this so significant?
Well, while Release 1 of oneM2M already provided the basic drivetrain to exchange messages between nodes in an IoT system, Release 2 is now adding a few very critical components to really make it scalable to mass deployments. I want to list a few of them. For instance, interworking with proximal technologies. Proximal technologies are those that are mostly used in a local network, like a Wi-Fi network, that discover each other. And those proximal technologies now interwork with oneM2M on a very detailed specification. For instance, you can use refrigerators or light bulbs from OCF, all join, lightweight M2M, and make them seamlessly interwork with oneM2M. As part of that work, also some abstract information models have been defined for the home domain, which is really a very nice step forward so that everybody who talks about a light bulb just needs to know that model, whether it's an all-join, an OIC, and a legacy one, doesn't matter. Security was enhanced, a few more functions have been added there, and last but not least, protocol bindings were expanded from HTTP, CoAP, and MQTT, now also supporting WebSockets with binary messages, which makes them more compact.
Okay, just picking up, Roland, on what he was saying there, tell us about the interworking aspect of this.
Yeah, in addition to what Joseph mentioned, the interworking with the local area networks, we also introduced or enhanced the interworking with the access network, in particular with GPP Release 13, in order to more efficiently use, from the service perspective, the underlying network.
Now, one of the things that everybody's talking about is security. So tell us about the security of Release 2.
It is important to understand in Release 1, security was already built in from the get-go because that's a really, really important aspect of IoT. So even in Release 1, neighboring nodes have authenticated themselves properly, privacy was enhanced, messages are encrypted, credentials are managed. But now in Release 2, there was more functions built on top of that. For instance, end-to-end encryption of messages where nodes in the middle on the way should not see these messages, or dynamic authorizations when nodes are popping up and you were not planning for that or others are disappearing. How do you handle dynamics in the topology of your network, and how can you authenticate new things coming up in a dynamic manner? These are just two examples in the security domain. Overall, the package of security functions and the mandatory pieces of it are very, very significant and were designed into oneM2M from the very get-go. And I think that's one of the key differentiators compared to some other technologies.
Now, another word that we're sort of hearing more and more is semantics. Can you tell me what that is and the role it plays in Release 2?
If you allow, I would like to make an example for that use. For instance, you have a temperature sensor and you want to read the temperature. So you have to understand more than simply getting the data, since you don't know what is this data all about. So in addition, we add some semantic information. For example, this is a temperature sensor. This temperature sensor is maybe with some location information, and also the value is in Celsius, so that you know at the end this temperature is measured at that location and it's measured in degrees of Celsius. And so this enhances the information and also makes it for better use. So this is maybe a simple description of.
Thank you. So Release 2, basically, it's not only good news for oneM2M, but it's fantastic news for the world of IoT in general.
I absolutely agree. I look at oneM2M as sort of the interworking glue between a number of different technologies, some of them legacy technologies, some of them technologies that are coming up mostly in the proximal domain, so something that you use in one building or in one room. But you need something that really helps you to connect all these islands of different technologies that makes the data data manageable, that makes the number of devices manageable. So oneM2M is really the interworking glue that helps us to scale to these large projected numbers for the Internet of Things.
Great. Well, look, congratulations to you and your colleagues for what you've achieved, and we look forward to further developments.